Here we are again, Mule MM360. I've got the motor and gear back into the casing. I ended up drilling a hole that's in that lower spot of the casing I showed you, and it's right below this. This casing on the bottom side actually has a gap for whatever design reason, but if you look closely, this casing sits right in that low spot. And the drain hole, the manufactured drain hole, was up this lip. So you saw in the previous video all of the residue, water, corrosion buildup, all the dust after it had dried at the base of this. And this unit just essentially just sat in it, which of course, eventually got to the motor. I put the casing, the bottom case, I put that on here, and then I ended up drilling a hole. I don't know if you can see that. Let's move over. There. There's a manufacturer hole on the right, and then on the left I drilled another hole. I had put the casing bottom cover on and drilled right through it so it would line up. I actually put just a little washer right there because if you don't put something there, I fear water's just going to build up in here. That was the purpose of this rise. But it should work just fine. At least more water will be getting out. It's the whole point. I took out the shaft full 19 inches. When I'd originally taken it apart, there was very little gear oil on here. I don't expect it needs a whole lot. Too much is not good. When I originally took it apart to replace the rev board, as soon as I took it apart, there was build up a huge glob of grease on the mechanism here and on the board. But, hoping that was the reason why it failed, but that wasn't the case. So, once I'm all done, make sure all your wires are in this gap here. When you put the casing back together. I sealed the bottom of this cheap blankety-blank washer thing, ribbon piece of licorice on the bottom seat, but it's pretty loose and goosey, so that could be a huge avenue. I'm going to probably just seal that to death. And of course the casings come together over a plastic lip, and that's intended to keep water out. Really? I really hope they redesigned these if they're newer models, but this should be rubber. Rubber doesn't survive weather as well, but obviously this didn't work anyways. So, all right, thanks.